I know I'm going to sound like one hell of a cynical asshole here, but please hear me out. What in the honest hell is going on here? Has hell itself froze over and moving in towards us? Dungeons and Dragons, of all fucking things from quote-unquote geek culture, is popular. What in the honest fuck? Why? Why? Out of all the things these people can fucking take from nerds and outsiders of society, they take Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I'm not going to defend Dungeons and Dragons because I'm some avid player or consumer of the franchise. I've never ever played Dungeons and Dragons, and I've never had a desire to play it, and I've also never even had the chance to give it a fair shake. I'm not pissing on it neither. I know a lot of nerds, and not normal fags who are probably listening to this that like it. It looks rather fun and gets your noggin jogging when it comes to flexing your creativity muscles. Has a lot of quote-unquote nerdy aspects. I'm sure you could also say this is just another example of normal fags taking the superior nerdy culture from people and just disrespectfully using it again. But this feels different. This has some sort of greater meaning or pull, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe as I'm writing this script I can answer that question as I go along, but I can't even guarantee that. I was talking to a friend about this subject, as any sane person does when they're messaging their Steam friend at 5:30 a.m. on a Monday to get their insight, and he was more of the opinion that jocks lost a culture war and the weaker, gayer nerds won that front. And I could sort of see that with so much intolerance for bullying. The bullies of this generation and probably are going to be hunted into extinction or even converted, making Dungeons and Dragons become the next piece of media absorbed by this parasitic blob known as normal fags. While that theory is nice for people who have a black pill boner, I have to wonder if there's something else at fault here. As I'm trying to piece this out, I can't help but feel that this has something to do with the internet becoming more accessible to everyday normal fags. I was talking to another friend about this, looking for their opinion as well, and he said to stick with him and say that Harambe was to blame. Yes, that stupid fucking gorilla joke. He said that since the internet, one of, if not the last bastions of free thinking and overall different types of people that can congregate to it, and them having the tendencies to make something light of something dark, has helped convert normies into thinking the way they think of as well. If you can recall back to 2016, that's when I think that stupid fucking joke took off. When that child did climb into that pen, that really was a focal point on normal fags just doing the shit they do online now. When we boil down to what actually happened that day, a wild gorilla just grabbing and running away with a little kid is an awfully dark thing to think about. We don't know what was running through that gorilla's mind when it did that thing, and it could have done some awful stuff in the time it took for the worker there to actually shoot it. Also, back in the 2016 election, there was a few thousand people who, honest to God, wrote down that as their presidential nominee. They wrote down Harambe, a fucking dead retarded gorilla that could have harmed a child. If you think universal rights should be a thing after that, and if you think women should vote after all that shit, I have no pity for you if you even just think that any dumb motherfucker should vote. So yeah, that's another theory, and that theory would explain quite a bit. That the people online and the internet itself had converted a bunch of people to learn and to adopt different mindsets and learn to accept different forms of media. However, with the way these people act and how these people want to silence and censor the quote-unquote more extreme types of people online, I have to wonder if these sheeple are actually trying to become woke. If I would have to add to this theory that people are just being more familiar with more niche types of entertainment, I would have to say something forced the first normies to actually accept it. Maybe there was this gold-digging whore who had this nerdy and ugly but really rich husband, and in order to make him not suspicious that she really was a gold-digging bitch, tried to play Dungeons and Dragons with him in order to make him happy, but turns out she actually liked it. Or maybe it's the Reddit effect where a bunch of Diet Coke faggot-ass nerds who were just hipster normies slowly integrated into their repertoire. Kind of like gamer girls who want to claim to be gamers, but in reality all they know is Zelda and like 3 other Nintendo IPs. And just being exposed to it long enough, the media radiated onto them. No matter what has happened, I am still dumbfounded that fucking Dungeons and Dragons is being socially accepted. Back in the 90s, more radical Christians would have said this along with Harry Potter does nothing but promote witchcraft. I'm telling you, Christians are losing their pimp hands, and we need to fix that fast. Sometimes you do need to smack a bitch, and if your slap game is weak during the time when you need to flex it, you're just gonna look like a total jackass.
The fluffy redneck